What's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday to you. Glad you found me wherever you're tuning in. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Here we go. Well, let's get into today's news. As I'm giving this normal news thing a try, we're going to see how this goes. If you guys like this, once again, please hit the thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe. If you'd like for me to do more of this, please let me know down in the comments because this is fun. Let's go on to news story number one. The biggest news story in the world is actually about how the news covers the news, and specifically the Elon Musk Donald Trump conversation that took place on Monday night. This was a massive point of conversation over the last few days. I don't care where you fall politically. I honestly don't. I'm never going to tell you how to vote, but I will tell you this. Last night was a big cultural moment as Elon Musk interviewed, or had a conversation with Donald Trump. Interview is obviously easier to say, but had a good conversation with Donald Trump. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I know a lot of people did. As you can see on your screen, a combined views of 1 billion impressions. Now, that doesn't mean a billion people have listened to it. It just means that it has been seen 1 billion times. Now, listen, that is crazy ass numbers along the way. And I don't even know how you could potentially look at that and see it's not a success. Now, the mainstream media will continually go back to, well, there was tech issues at the start and it was laggy and there was at least... And I think that really bodes to say, really goes on to say like how well the mainstream media is taking this push to the side, because that's exactly what we're seeing here. When was the last time you saw any mainstream media combined have 1 billion impressions in about 18 hours of this? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Was this a success? Would you like to see more of this? And whether you agree with Trump or Kamala or any other political person, would you like to see more long-form content like this from other people of note, like political potential people that you vote in? Some other important things here, as pointed out, 1.3 million live streamers, 77 million impressions in the first 3 hours. Obviously, a quadrillion, not really, likes and reposts and comments, and people were going crazy during it. But more than anything, the media is seething over this. It's been a for a bunch of people that complain about misinformation, they sure do like to peddle misinformation. Hey, that Mr. Beast story just won't go away, will it? Nope, it continues. So there have been a lot of accusations when it comes to Mr. Beast. They've been talking about the Mr. Beast game show on Amazon, obviously the whole Chris Tyson stuff. They've been talking about whether his content is real or fake. And there's been a lot of speculation as to what exactly really sticks with all that, right? We're going to see over the next weeks, months, or whatever. But Mr. Beast's girlfriend has actually spoken out about this with a very interesting quote. "Half the things that are said are not true. I wouldn't be with him if they were." Okay, that's fine. What's the half that is not true versus the half that is true? Please fill us in, because if half of the stuff is true, that still means you're with a giant piece of crap. I just want to point that out. And speaking of, you can see like this has been talked about a lot over the last couple days since this is posted. I mean, everybody has, and I said this on Side Scroll today, but everybody has that like their fake smile. Smile, okay, here. But like, how soulless does he look in this picture? And pay attention to his hand. Just got the like kind of like celebrity hand. I don't want to touch you. This is his girlfriend. What's going on here? I really feel like there's something deeper going on here with Mr. Beast. And like, I don't know if he's like crazy autistic when it comes to YouTube, which is also part of his genius, which may be part of it, but also like there's some weird, there's more to this story, and there will continue to be more to this story. I don't know. It's weird. Star Wars Outlaws is a game that's coming out very, very soon. Lots of previews starting to hit the interwebs and YouTube as a lot of PR companies have been reaching out to YouTubers to say, hey, why don't you check out what we got going on over here? We'd love for you to check out Star Wars Outlaws. But one YouTuber is saying, I ain't playing yo game. Yo game, what? The biggest YouTuber in the world, in the Star Wars world, if you will, maybe a galaxy far, far away. I don't even know. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. You guys know that. But he's saying, no, I'm not doing that. I don't want to see Star Wars, the new Star Wars game, Star Wars Outlaws, even though he was going to be paid to promote it, because he wants to be honest and give his honest opinions. Because what happens in a lot of these situations is you're paid to do things, and we've seen this over the last a little bit, where there is a barrier of entry between what your product is, what your video is going to be, and then it has to be cleared by this third party saying, yeah, we like this, or change this. And it's, for lack of a better word, pure propaganda along the way. And I think it's actually really, really cool to see Star Wars Theory say, no, I ain't into this. Which is obviously this gentleman right here. I would say I know him through association, I don't think I've actually done anything with him before in the past. But what do you think about this? Like, I love the idea that there is a line of demarcation that some people won't cross. And at a certain point, I get that some people, you got to do what you need to do to pay the bills. But I think once you cross that line, your relationship with your audience is severed, specifically when it comes to trust. And in this world of YouTube and influencers, right? If you're not a man of your word in the situation, you've lost all the trust with your audience. And I think that it's pretty cool for him to say that. He said in the video on his channel, says at the end of the day, yeah, they did reach out. We were potentially going to do something. I gave them an exorbitant amount of money. I was like, well, you need to give me this. And look, there's going to be a ton of things in the contract that will not bind me to any sort of tailoring of what I need to or don't need to say about this game. He said, if it's complete ass, I'm going to be totally candid about it. And so at the end of the day, nothing was signed, nothing was done. And I'm happy because at the end of the day, the game looks like absolute shit. It looks like garbage, right? So that's the thing. I appreciate that, and I think most people do appreciate that. So do you have a YouTuber that you follow that you trust their word when it comes to certain games or products along the way? Love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know down below. We talked about the D23 Expo yesterday on this little normal news show that we're doing here. And there was a lot of news that came out of it. Today, some more news came out specifically about Frozen 3. Do you got kids who watch Frozen 1 and 2? Of course, I do, right? So when's Frozen 3 coming out? In 3 years. What? November 24th, 2027. This tells me they haven't even started on this. This is crazy to me that Frozen 3 is coming out in like 3 years. They hadn't even begun this. But what's also interesting about this is that they're confirming that a fourth film is already in the works for Frozen. I thought Frozen was a fine film. Frozen 2 was okay. I mean, it had the big Let It Go, in Frozen 1, and there were some other songs in Frozen 2. And Elsa and Anna, like I said, I grew up with my kids watching the first Frozen, and Frozen 2 was, a little bit later. I don't know. I don't know if Frozen 3 has the legs. This is stupid. Of course, it's going to make $1 billion, but you wonder with these franchises that start and they literally span generations at this point. I mean, we're talking about a movie that's going to be released in 3 years, and we've known about Frozen 3 for a while. They had a test sequence, a little preview that came out of this not too long ago. So the fact like this is still 3 years out is just crazy to me. Will you see Frozen 3 in 3 years? I'm just kidding. I don't really care. Don't tell me in the comments. And finally, a fun little quick hit. We talked about this on Side Scrollers today, which I encourage you, if you want more information about all this stuff, you can find more longer form information about some of these stories on the show every single day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. But today is the Super Nintendo's birthday. How freaking cool is that? Oh my God, some amazing games launched today, including F-Zero, Pilot Wings, Super Mario World. I think these were the 3 launch titles that came with the Super Nintendo, but not to be outdone. In addition to the Super Nintendo launch title, other games like Legacy of Kain launched today. We saw Bionic Commando Rearmed, which is a crazy good downloadable game. I played it for the 360 back in the day. Really, really good. Darksiders 2, Sleeping Dogs, and man, DuckTales Remastered. Let's effing go. What a great game that was. So with that said, man, so many great games. I would love to know your favorite Super Nintendo game. Please tell me down in the comments. I actually did a top 10 list, actually top 20 list like 15, 16 years ago, 2008 or so for Screw Attack. Really fun video back in there. I think it still holds up, but I know that I posted that over on X. So if you guys want to go see that, it's at Stutter and Craig. I'll put obviously I think the links down in the description. But man, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Super Nintendo turning 33 years old, man. It is a classic, and some say it's the best console ever made. It's up there, man. It is up there, and it's great. All right, so once again, if you like this type of video, I'm just kicking it around. This is a test run of these shows, so if you like this, hit the thumbs up button. If I get 1,000 thumbs up, I'll do another one of these very, very soon, possibly tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. With that said, hit the thumbs up button. Watch the full episode of Side Scrollers. Subscribe to the channel right here, and we'll see you guys soon with another episode of The Normal News for Normal Men.